smart thing and taking the time away from MMA to focus purely on his striking. And if you've seen his 2 kickboxing fights thus far, he's sharp.
Here we
So
go.
when he goes back to those small gloves, he's going to be more than dangerous in multiple areas.
I like when guys compete in specific disciplines that are MMA guys, but they go and specifically compete in submission grappling. Or
it cannot hurt you as an amateur. You know, barring some grave accident, it's only going to help you grow technically.
I would say maybe that's just one of the more challenging things is, like, if you take 10 amateur fights, that's 10 weight cuts. Like as much as that is good to sharpen the skills it takes to do that appropriately, it's still just a tax on your body, especially if you're trying to cut, you know, something really low for you. So would you say maybe you should fight a little heavier as an amateur than you plan to?
It depends on how often you're fighting, right? On a 10-fight cycle, if you fight 3 times a year, that's every 4 months. That gives you time to gain weight, gain strength, build muscle, hone your technique, sharpen your skills in between fights. You could almost be a completely different guy every 4 months. You can just show such growth. But again, so many people are so interested or in such a rush to get to the professional level or to just be seen as like a veteran or an OG that some guys fight every 3 weeks. And there's something to be said for that. Trial by fire, you know, forging diamonds under pressure. The more you compete, the more comfortable you'll be competing, the more relaxed you'll be able to. Great team by Gherdy here. Really controlling his range, taking advantage of the opponent, being off balance with his high knee feints. That's a strong read.
That was considered a knockdown, according to the ref.
I wouldn't have gone that far on that one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the point system is supposed to go, but a teep, a push kick into a trip of a fall, not sure you consider that a knockdown.
That's actually something to think about, right?
Right, because he went down, right?
A knockdown is not necessarily a 10-8. It makes it automatically a 10-9. If the guy who got knocked down comes back and wins the rest of the round, that's a 9-9 draw round.
But is that official according to the new
great
rules?
shot by Bickart.
Oh.
Did he not hear the bell?
Oh, awesome.
Oh, we got to see a little extra after the bell. I'm not sure who to put the blame on. Maybe the referee didn't hear it.
You can see Gherdy unfazed, but he took 2 really big shots at the end of that round. Bickart the same, got hit with a great uppercut while firing off high in the pocket. These guys are trading and landing. Both guys looking cool. Gherdy chilling, taking a sip like it's nothing. Bickart right in front of us, sitting, chatting with his corner, John Y. and Eric Morrell. Like, this is a great fight.
I want to go back to what you guys were talking about. There's a lot of difference of opinion when it comes to the activity of fighters, right? One, how often they should spar. That right there is already a toss-up. So before you even get to talking about how often they should fight, and before you get to the levels of, you know, what's detrimental about cutting weight,
then how hard should you be sparring?
Exactly. So there's so many levels to discussing. How hard are you sparring, and depending on how hard you're sparring, how often. Because a lot of times when you spar too often or too hard, you're facing concussions on a minor level, and that's something that you don't want to do because that's going to break down your fighter little by little into his career. You don't want that in the amateur level. We'll get back to that as we got the beginning of the second round starting right now. Already a great first round, excuse me. Again, these fighters have been looking seasoned today. I mean, look at the aggression. Oh, great 3 body shots, and now followed by the reload on the knee. But then Gherdy comes right back with his aggression.
I think Phil's confidence got bolstered there at the end of that round as he landed his most significant shot on Gherdy there.
Maybe that built his confidence, but Gherdy's literally telling him, no, I'll let you get away with that, and now I'm going to put you back on your back foot. Both fighters meeting in the middle right now, slight exchange. Good teeps going on, a lot of kick action. Soon, I'm sure that, another great body kick.
Just watch that lead hand. We got hand tapping, hand trapping, firing off opposite side. These guys have a combined record of 4-0, 2 fights each. And the skill that we're seeing on display is,
I mean, it looks
way further on.
Yeah, way further. These guys look so advanced right now.
We have a clash of heads.
Well, it's actually a very good stoppage by the ref. I'm hoping he's pausing it right now.
we have blood on that clash? No, everyone's all right.
Doesn't look like it. Yeah, but, I mean, it's the right thing to do. Give them both a second, you know. Right now, it definitely looks like Phil's a little bit more disturbed by the headbutt. But in a very sportsmanlike way, he actually looks at Gherdy and says, are you good? Okay, I'm ready to start. And now we got to restart. What a great knee timed in. But then here comes Phil with the aggression. Again, kickboxing rules, so they can't tie up.
Yep.
No clinching.
I think these guys are doing a good job of mixing it up. Neither one falling in love with the hands. You know, when we're watching kickboxing, more scoring emphasis put on the actual kicking part of the matches. So
these guys are so evenly matched. I see Phil with the power advantage, but Gherdy with the reach advantage.
I mean, yeah, you said it right. They're evenly matched. It's almost like they both respect each other's power, but I'm wondering who's down to put more combos together. Right now, they're exchanging the body kicks and the body punches. Again, you see here happening right in front of us. Good check on that one. What a hard fight to
Gherdy's doing a
judge.
great job of using his right leg at range, and both guys just firing off so clean on the inside.
And there's the end of the second round.
This fight needs more rounds. 3 rounds is not justifiable.
Man, all I'm seeing is that the next time we're in Broward, we're going to have even more awesome kickboxing and Muay Thai matches.
Completely agree.
I'd like to see Gherdy leave kickboxing and get into Muay Thai in his 4th and 5th kickboxing or striking only matches. It's just going to let him diversify that much more. Working in the clinch, getting the use of his knees, foot sweeps, his catches, and his outside sweeps. He's doing a good job with the trading hands and controlling range. Now, again, we're getting into MMA. That's the final goal. Let's raise the bar into Muay Thai, where we have even more weapons and more opportunities to use them before making that final bridge back into MMA.
According to our commission here in Florida, how many kickboxing fights, if any, I do not know, how many kickboxing matches, if any, do you have to have before you can go into extreme Muay Thai, meaning the elbows and the MMA glove?
As an amateur, to use elbows, you have to have more than 3 fights, and then both parties have to agree with or without elbow pads. Beyond that, you can do it in MMA or Muay Thai. There is no elbows allowed in kickboxing, so yet another reason to adjust over to that broader rule set.
Now we have the start of the 3rd round. I don't know how to judge it, but I would say if I was in anybody's corner, I would say we need to win this round. 100%. It's very, very close. Show out, put it on the line, and win this round. Whatever that consists of, do it.
So Gherdy's, in his last 2 kickboxing matches, he really turns on in the 3rd. He's a bit of a slow start, right? We're seeing now his output is super high, but that's a little late to be starting.
Yeah.
He does a good job of piecing together shots in the 1st and 2nd, but as we saw in his last fight, I had him losing his last fight, but he did a good job of using more weapons than his opponent at the time, so he got the nod. In this case, his opponent is using the same variety of weapons and arguably a higher volume in those first 2 rounds. But who's landing bigger shots? Who's landing more shots, right? It's so even. I would have no call.
And jumping the gun into obviously a futuristic career, I would definitely want to fix that on Gherdy's behalf and say, hey, we can't be that slow starter. There's guys who never knocked that out of their system, and they're knee-deep into their career, and they're still slow starters. You can't be that guy. You got to shake that off of you. You got to believe in your skills, and more importantly, your condition, and just let it rip. Because if, and I'm not saying he is, but if Gherdy's the better fighter, but he's not letting it go enough until the 3rd round, then how do you fix that? You got to let it go from the beginning. You got to believe in your conditioning in order to let it go enough. Yep. But as you said earlier, his opponent's meeting him in the middle, matching his energy. This is going to be another hard call as the referee gives a little pause because I think of another clash of heads.
Phillip looks a little distracted there. He was talking to the referee, maybe about another clash of heads, starts looking down to his corner.
That's exactly what it was.
And the ref already calls the go, and Gherdy opens up with that big spinning back fist.
So right now, Gherdy looking to be the more energetic fighter here in the closing moments. But here comes Phil. That's just keeping him at distance, really, with that kick.
Not to be denied. I had Bickart looking stronger in the first 2, finishing the first round really well. Second round was quite even, but Bickart was throwing bigger shots with a higher volume. But again, on the outside, Gherdy does an amazing job of picking him apart long, touching him at the range, and keeping him in a place where he can let his game evolve.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our judges' scorecards, and they've awarded your winner by way of unanimous decision, fighting out of the red corner, Gherdy Mathieu. Gherdy, come here, dude.
Florida MMA.
Let's talk.